Alright. I've started recording. I'm not streaming right now. But this is a reaction video to ShannyforChrist's recent update. And it goes to show you she has lost her effing mind at this point.
I always thought it would be appropriate to be sitting on my toilet
Ew.
while telling you folks this horrendous shit that I have to tell you, and I can verify this 100% that McGraws are assholes and uncaring and selfish, because I myself am a fucking McGraw.
You better not be talking about the doc. If you're a McGraw, then show us your Ancestry.com information. Oh, wait. You can't. It's not like anyone's going to believe you at this point. We all know you're completely insane, Shanny.
So, folks, while I'm on the pooper right now...
And why are you explaining this? Oh, this is another thing I should reiterate about ShannyforChrist. She likes to make poop videos on YouTube. Word of advice, don't ever do this. Ever.
Let me go tell you the full story of the McGraws, of how selfish they are. So, you got Phil fucking McGraw.
The cerebral himself. The cerebral assassin who we all know knows how to roast unrelenting, unappreciative, and uncaring idiots for being stupid.
Phil fucking McGraw. Little note, my father's name is Joseph Philip McGraw.
No relationship, you pompous moron.
Yes.
Don't you disrespect the doc.
It is in my blood so much that I can tell you and verify for a fact that every McGraw is like this.
I don't believe you one bit.
So Phil McGraw decides to go on Fox News and says that only 2 to 3% of the kids are going to die if we reopen the schools, so we should reopen them.
Well, this quarantine is really past its due date, and honestly, at this point, most states are demanding for this country to be reopened.
Only 2 to 3% are gonna die? It's not that much. I mean, come on.
Look, I'm going to keep reiterating this point. If it's mild symptoms of COVID-19, the recovery time will be 2 weeks. If it's severe symptoms, it's going to be 3 to 6 weeks. I did some research on that. How did I know? I told you. Research.
Can afford it. I mean, we have to. I mean, the psychological implications of children being homeschooled is terrible to their psyche.
It's only terrible if they're in a toxic environment like your kids, Shanny. And there are programs and websites that help with developing education, especially for children at an early age, especially those who are under the age of 3, who are still developing. There are programs out there for homeschooling children and even homeschooling adults. Have you ever heard of online trade schools, Shanny? Maybe you should take a look into that.
Really? Say that to all the homeschooled kids out there and all the homeschooled parents who's been doing it and really haven't been affected through this whole coronavirus, and their kids are fucking happy. You know why? Because they're at home with their parents, avoiding you dumb liberal shitheads.
Look who's talking. You're calling us dumb liberals? I mean, you could be somewhat of a conservative based on the fact that you keep tweeting at Donald Trump. I mean, the D-man himself. Sorry. Am I still going to get demonetized for this? It doesn't matter anymore. It's not like I'm doing this for money. Or attention. But, furthermore, Shanny, the fact that this quarantine and this lockdown is becoming a bigger issue amongst a social stigma, especially those who can't work due to the fact that the economy is in the crapper as we speak. And it's going to take a long time for it to recover, especially with this recession. Millions of people are losing their jobs each day due to this lockdown. Businesses are being forced to close down. Events are being canceled. And of recently, the San Diego Comic-Con has been canceled for this year because of the coronavirus, and its effect is becoming widespread. 2 million people are being infected daily. However, 550,000 people are recovering. And the recovery rate is even greater than the death rate at this point. Maybe you should think about the statistics, Shanny.
But let me just tell you, the reason why Dr. Phil said this is because McGraws are uncaring, selfish assholes who only care about themselves.
Look who's talking, Shanny. Aren't you the one that has made a video about how God spoils you because you're God's perfect little angel, and he spoils you like a princess? You're not one to talk, Shanny. And also, weren't you the one who live streamed your son's mental breakdown when he asked you to stop, and you did it anyways? And what about the time when you had to take your son William to a crisis center to get a psychiatric evaluation, and you were having an emotional breakdown and asking people to pray for you, not your son, you? So don't tell me that McGraws are selfish demons, as what you would put it, because knowing you and knowing the Bible-thumping sociopath who is also a hypocrite, you are not one to talk. In fact, I know you're not going to listen to me. In fact, you're going to want to see me as an enemy, but I highly doubt you're going to listen to me anyways, because you don't listen to anyone but yourself.
And not anyone else, not even particularly their own family members. That's the thing how McGraws are. They don't care about their family members. They don't talk to their family members. They don't ask how their family members are.
To be honest, Shanny, There have been segments on the Dr. Phil show where he tries to help people. And it's not the people that want attention, but people who actually need help, especially some young adults with anger issues. There was this one guest on his show whom Dr. Phil brought on and asked if he was willing to sign up for the ranch. And that boy made the call and decision to go to the ranch for his own safety and the safety of his family. And let's not forget the one guest who was in a deep depression after she broke up with her boyfriend. Or after her boyfriend broke up with her. He tried to give some advice to her, and she would take that to heart. But you could say that he's doing it just for clout, doing it just for views. And he's living off Oprah's money. But there have been some progress with some of the guests, especially the wayward young girls, not including Daniel Bergoli, but other guests who aren't as infamous as Bad Baby.
They completely ignore them, which is why Dr. Phil doesn't realize who I am, because he himself is another selfish fucking uncaring McGraw who doesn't give a fuck about his family members.
Show us the information that you and Dr. Phil are related. Show us that, Shanny. Odds are you aren't even related to Dr. Phil. And the fact that you decided to associate yourself with Phil McGraw is a poor excuse to get his attention. Honestly, I'm pretty sure that Dr. Phil would only care about your son, especially William, whom is still having psychological issues because of you, Shanny. And I'm pretty sure by the time this pandemic dies down and the country is open again and everybody can go back to work, I'm pretty sure that your mother is going to end up writing to Dr. Phil about how you treat your kids and how you treat yourself on the internet. I'm pretty sure your mother's gonna bring in and spare in the juicy details about your OnlyFans account, your previous marriages, your pity parties, your victimhood, and let's not forget the fact that you exploited your son's mental illness on not one, not two, but 3 live streams. One would probably be the result of your son's decline in mental stability. Think about that, Shanny. Think about that hard, because honestly, you are a lost cause. And I pray that God takes you off the internet for the safety of your family and for the safety of everyone else around you. Because honestly, you are not a real Christian person. Because no real Christian would ever wish death and genocide on an entire population. No Christian would ever want another Christian to be harmed because that Christian was talking about you. Honestly, you call yourself Shanny for Christ, But others would refer to you as Shanny for Shanny. And even some would go as far as to say Shanny for Satan. Because that's exactly what you are. You're trying to put on this facade that you are a good Christian woman. When in actuality, you are an evil, heartless demon spawned from the pits of hell. And I really don't want anything to do with you. Even though I am doing this reaction video on my own accord, because honestly, I want to get to this before anyone else does. Before Irate Alex or Fat Fit Geeky or even Charlie Gold or anyone else who you have deemed your haters. I mean, Alex, Geeky, and Charlie, they've said their piece about you, and I want a part.
Like all the other fucking McGraws. They don't give a fuck about their family members.
Please show some documentation that you are a McGraw. Please. Because I can debunk this claim. I mean, I might not debunk this claim, but Alex, Irate Alex will debunk this claim. Fatfic Geeky will debunk this claim. Charlie Gold will debunk this claim, because knowing you and your history on the internet, you would prefer to lie through your teeth. And according to your mother, whom Alex interviewed, you are a pathological liar.
They just fucking ignore their family members, just keep them away, and just barely talk to each other because that's just what we do in our fucking dumbass family.
Not all family members have to get together, especially when a family reunion comes around. Some people are too busy. Some people have personal issues, and hell, some people can't even make it.
And if someone dies, we'll do the fake little, oh, boo-hoo cries, and then secretly within ourselves we tell each other, haha, I'm glad they're dead because they were fucking assholes. Because like I said, McGraws are assholes.
You are a narcissistic sociopath. You don't care about anyone but yourself. Hell, you hate the entire human race. And you have claimed that God is punishing all your haters. And you have said on multiple videos that you hate everyone, that you hate Christians. Well, you've said that in one video. I don't know if you said that in every video, but you've threatened your haters. You wish death upon everyone who speaks ill about you. What kind of Christian does that? What kind of Christian would go on YouTube on a live stream and say that God is punishing all my haters? What kind of person would go and say that God created the coronavirus to punish all the celebrities? And what kind of Christian person would wish that someone would get into a car accident and die? Why are you behaving like a Westboro Baptist member? The only examples of Christians resorting to wanting to commit genocide are people who are in cults. And frankly, Shanny, that's exactly what you are doing. You're trying to get people to join your stupid little cult because you want followers so badly. You want attention. You want people to pay attention to you. And frankly, yes, I think I could say this. Shanny for Christ has a cult. It's only a cult of 2 people, and that includes Shanny herself and her husband, Revelation News.
And always have been. Uncaring, selfish assholes. Which is why I've been put away from the McGraw clan.
Please provide documentation that you are related to a McGraw, albeit Dr. Phil McGraw or Tim McGraw.
Probably permanently for life, because they, again, are uncaring assholes who really just care about their own little personal circle, which only devolves to only 1 to 2 people because they're that antisocial.
You're one to talk, Shanny. You've disappeared off the internet because you didn't want to deal with the criticism. And again, I'm going to keep saying this. Your ego is almost larger than your... Please don't accuse me of fat shaming for saying this. Gut. In fact, aren't you the one that has an ego that's almost the size of the entire solar system? Your ego is so huge that Kurt Russell would play it in the sequel to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Who cares if 2 to 3% of our children are gonna die? We need the money, man.
You need the money. Aren't you the one who made a live stream begging for donations with your husband?
We need the money, because money is more important than the lives of our children now.
Money is used to put food on the table, which I don't see you doing, Shanny.
Isn't that lovely that we know that, and Dr. Phil, that the lives of our children, it's typical McGraw. I mean, how many abortions are under your belts, McGraws?
You are scum, Shanny.
I know for a fact it's a lot, because you're an abortionist fucking name family. Family members. How many family members? Anyway. Oh.
And there's Rev in the background, in case you don't know. This is why Christians are trying to distance themselves from you. Because they don't want to be associated with a genocidal, egotistical nightmare. That is you, Shanny for Christ. Or should I say, Shanny for Lucifer? I mean, no. I could top that. How about Shanny for the Antichrist? Or I could say this. Shanny the Antichrist. Because that's what you are acting like at this point. You are not a child of God, Shanny. You are the spawn of Satan. And you deserve to be cast out into the fiery pits of hell where you belong. I know that doesn't sound unprofessional of me. Again, I'm just venting out my frustrations on this video. And rightfully so, because this woman is pure evil.
But having this blood in me and being rejected by the McGraws, I may say that the McGraws are assholes. And this is why Dr. Phil said what he is, because the McGraws are abortionists, they're assholes, they're liars, they're cheats, They scandal people. They lie to people. They hide shit from people, even their own family members, because they just don't want to get in trouble.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Shanny, but don't you do the same thing too? Don't you lie to people? Don't you scam people? Don't you cheat? Don't you hide from people? Don't you do all the things that you're describing the McGraws to do? This is what everyone would like to say hypocrisy. You're a hypocrite, Shanny. You're saying that the McGraws do all these evil things, and yet you do the same thing as well. Again, you're the one to talk.
Well, guess what, selfish McGraws? It's going to get a lot worse for you, and a lot of our family members are going to die because you didn't care about the 2 to 3 people, or 2 to 3% of children that are going to die for reopening the schools. Thank you, Dr. Phil, for showing what my family name truly provides. Uncaring, unnatural hatred for your fellow man.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Don't you have the same thing to do? Let me repeat that again.
Thank you, Dr. Phil, for showing what my family name truly provides. Uncaring, unnatural hatred for your fellow man.
You are a hypocrite, Shanny. You are also uncaring, and you also have a hatred for humanity. Again, you wish death upon your haters. You threatened people with talks about the second coming of Christ. And you exclaimed that God created the coronavirus to punish all the evil celebrities you deemed demons. And you kept talking about how you're ready for the final tribulation. You don't have any say in the matter. Dr. Phil is concerned about how long this quarantine is going to last, as well as almost everyone in the entire country. And it's only going to get worse if we do open the schools, because we're at risk of infecting the entire human race at this point. 2 million people have COVID-19. But 550,000 people are recovering. And let's not forget that the ratio of recovering to death rates are much higher. The number of recoveries is greater than the number of deaths at this point, because they are doing what they are supposed to do in this time of crisis. They are remaining at homes, they are keeping themselves busy, and they are doing what they can to keep their families safe. Even though at this point, the economy is still in the dumpster as a result of this shutdown. And Dr. Phil is concerned about the safety and welfare of the children who are raised in poor, dysfunctional households like yours, Shanny. I mean, honestly, I am hoping and praying that this pandemic goes away as soon as possible, so that your mother can write to Dr. Phil and have her tell your history about how you were a manipulative, abusive psychopath who has had a pre-existing history of drugs, alcohol, and neglect.
Thanks. And for the fellow other McGraws out there, you can go fuck yourself too, because I'm not part of your family anymore, and I don't like you motherfuckers.
Well, that was entertaining. So, what did we learn from this? We learned that Shanny is batshit insane. And we know that Shanny is, let's just say, a genocidal maniac. And we know that Shanny needs to get off the internet permanently. Anyway, that's it for this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Also, check out my Twitch and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Gmail, whatnot. And peace out.